And if you are woken up right now,
Woken up?
yeah, because I'm trying to play off the song here, then it's time to go, go, go. See what I was trying to get to here?
That's awful.
I know.
That's
I know. If I had my
just-
laptop here, I'd give myself a buzz.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jay Pagluca, along with, I was going to say Pete Coles, but Pete's not here today.
Pete's not here. I'll get into that in a bit.
He's feeling a little under the weather, so we're watching the store for him. That's Ken Stopsky helping me out here on the air, WSKB Westfield.
You know what?
89.5 FM and worldwide at WSKB.
It's been a while since we had to take cues from each other.
Like we ever did it well?
You know, I'm going to make this a special edition of Ken's Den just to make you work a little bit harder.
Oh, I don't have the music, though.
All right. That's okay.
Well, that's okay.
I'll hum.
No, let's just, okay. So Ken's Den is, describe that to folks that don't know.
Ken's Den is a radio program here on WSKB on the radio side, 89.5, and WCPC Community Programming Channel 15.
Is that? I didn't know there were call letters. Has that always been the call letters?
I made up the call letters.
You did, okay.
I made up the call letters recently.
Well,
We're slowly converting over more to a video and / television type of programming.
But that's
over
also
the radio.
available on the web worldwide.
At westfieldtv.org. That's where you can find all the city council meetings, broadcast live. There's a lot going on Channel 15. You really have to check it out. But
well, you got to remember, not everybody has Channel 15 now. As we're looking at all the other options, you can get it from over the internet.
And over the internet, it would be westfieldtv.org.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Very good.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Jay.
Thanks for joining me today.
We are done.
Go
ahead.
The Pancake Breakfast, the Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast.
Which one is it? Because last year you tried to correct me, yet you were the one in error.
I know better than to question you.
42nd. It's
Okay.
It's the 42nd Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast.
By now, I know better than to question you. Between you and all the other fact checkers in town, I don't even try anymore.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. You said something to me the other day when we were broadcasting on Tuesday morning, and off air, I need to correct you on something.
See?
So this is going on until 11. We are broadcasting live on the air until 10 a.m. We are located down at Westfield Middle School, and for those of you not in the know, Westfield Middle School used to be South Middle. So we're located right underneath the horseshoe in front of the building. Again, going on until 11 o'clock. Tickets are available. You didn't have to buy them in advance. Adults are $6. Seniors are $5. Children under 10 are $3.
And if you're worried about the rain, that's all going to be done in a little while. If you look outside and go, wow, they're cooking pancakes out in the rain. Well, yeah, the pancakes are just about to hit the griddle. No, in fact, they are on the griddle.
I've seen some out and about already.
Yeah, I'm seeing them being flipped out there as we speak. But don't worry about the rain.
This is about the heaviest it's going to be right now.
Yeah, and I'd say in another 15 or 20 minutes, it'll be gone. So we'll take that. We'll take that and run with it.
Coming back this year, as we've had in years past here at the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast, is Vendor Bingo.
Where you got to go and stop and say hi to all the vendors.
Yes.
And get your card stamped.
Absolutely. And when you stop by to get your tickets or check in down here, you can pick up your Vendor Bingo card. The prize on it is a $50 gift card. And there are multiple vendors down here. You visit each vendor, and they stamp or mark their name in any particular way. And there's plenty of people to talk to fill up this card. We have Amelia Park Ice Arena, Armbrook Village, Business West, BMC Health Net Plan, the American Inn, State Line Propane, New Life Christian Center, the Westfield Inn, Staples, Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, Polish National Credit Union, and Liptech Emergency Water Removal. So you visit all those people, you get the card stamped, you turn it in, opportunity to win a $50 gift card.
Do you get your card stamped if you have a pancake?
You know, I wish I did bring my laptop so I'd have my buzzer sound going on here.
I'm glad. That's the only reason I'm telling the bad dad jokes is because, you don't have the buzzer.
Yeah.
This is JPEG Luca. That's Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den. We're WSKB Westfield. We're having a great time this morning, as we always do when we're on the air. Enjoy the morning. Come on down and say hello. Stop by. Don't worry about the rain. Bring your umbrella. The rain is going to go away soon.
We come on this loop, John B., my grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam, drinking all night. Got into a fight. Well, I feel so broken, I wanna go home. So hoist up your John B. sail, see how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. I wanna go home. Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel so broken, never been long. Hoist up the John B. Hoist up the John B. See how the mainsail, see how the mainsail. Call for the
never was a quitter. Tasted like a raindrop. She's got the look. Heavenly bound, cause heaven's got a number when she's spinning me around. Kissing is a color, a loving is a wild dog. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. Fire in the eyes, naked to the bone as a lover's disguise. Banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull. She's got the look. Swaying to the band, moving like a hammer. She's a miracle man. Loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand. She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. She's a juvenile scam, never was a quitter. Tasted like a raindrop. She's got the look. And she goes na 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 na. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. What in the world can make you so blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. Na 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 na. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na. She's got the look. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na. She's got the look. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na
Good morning. Hey, that's because I put a pause on here.
You
No
know,
audio.
it's a good thing that I put this headset on. You know, I just got chased to the other side of the table here because it was like I was taking a shower, and I only do that once a week. I temporarily moved over here, and if you're watching on Channel 15, you probably saw the camera shift a little bit. We are down here at the 42nd Annual Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast. We are still a go. We are still down here. We are still slinging pancakes. This is a small cell that's only going through Westfield right now. We have a weather map, weather radar live on the laptop right now that Jay Pagluka's going to try to protect with a rubbish bag. Supposedly we're in the heaviest part of this cell right now.
I've been watching it move across western Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
It came into Westfield and stopped. I said, what's up with that?
And you know, it'd just be great if we could get this over with. Not only so that we can get on with this pancake breakfast, but I do have to say one thing. I'm really proud of myself this morning. I had to do some networking in order to get us out on the radio and out on Channel 15 today. Pete is under the weather. We miss him dearly. That makes you, Jay, and myself the only people who have been here nonstop since we've been broadcasting
Since
from
the
here.
beginning. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
And
And by the way, I suppose you could say we're under the weather as well. Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum. That sucked, Jay. Pete, we miss you. Get better well. But
Get better well?
Get better well. Did I just say that?
Get well better?
How long have I been on the radio?
No, nothing's changed. It's still as bad as it always
you and I,
was.
WSKB, milestone this month. 5
5
years.
years, yeah.
5 years we've been bringing community radio to Westfield.
And we appreciate the support we've had from the community all around Westfield, greater Westfield. I love hearing from people that hear us from all over. It's been a fun ride. I got to thank everybody. Brent Bean is around here somewhere. He was one of the guys that helped us out. There's a lot of people from the city of Westfield, from the government, and the mayor Knappich really got this thing rolling back in the day.
His brother Mike Knappich was involved with the college,
Yep.
with the university. He was on the foundation, and that's when we first started.
And it's like, hey,
community
we got
radio.
this radio station over at the college, and the kids do a great job with it. There's a radio club over there, runs it, and somebody says, well, could we do part of the programming in community radio Monday to Friday? And they says, well, what hours do you want to run? Well, how about 6 to 8 or 6 to 10?
The hours when the kids are sleeping.
Well, that was it. We needed to ask permission of the radio club, and the kids go, "You want to use the radio station when? Mm-hmm. We're not up. Yeah, have at it."
So might as well put it to good use. We raised the antenna
Just a little bit.
The torch is up as high as it can go, and we put a new transmitter. And we have about a 20-mile radius currently, but we are worldwide, streaming at WSKB.org. And on the video side, local cable channel 15, WCPC, Westfield Community Programming Channel, which is also simulcast live on the interweb around the world at westfieldtv.org. That's westfieldtv.org.
We're here at the Westfield Chamber of Commerce, Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, Pancake Breakfast. They've been doing this annually for how many years?
This is the 42nd annual one, Jay. Thank you for remembering that conversation we had.
42nd or 46th?
I'll show you the video clip I made last year.
Okay.
All right. It's fun. Yeah, I put you in a loop where you saying the wrong number over and over. I had fun editing that one. It is the 42nd annual.
So
first started out down on the green.
And to those of you looking outside going, it's raining. It's not going to be raining for long. It's actually starting to lighten up here just a little bit. So don't sweat the rain. Bring your umbrella if you can, if you wish. But come on down. There's some great vendors down here. How much are tickets, by the way?
Tickets, you do not have to worry if you didn't buy them in advance. They are available down here. Adults are $6. Seniors are $5. Children under 10 are $3, and each and every ticket entitles you to a vendor bingo card. We brought back vendor bingo.
Vendor bingo.
Vendor bingo. Do you know how that works?
I don't know how that works.
All right, we have a card with a bunch of vendors listed on it that is handed to you.
You know what? I'm betting it's probably every vendor that's here, too.
It very well could be. And you visit each and every vendor. They mark your card, and you go into a drawing for a $50 gift card. And you know what? Right now would be the perfect time to come down here, visit all the vendors, because we are all under the horseshoe in front of Westfield Middle. You don't have to worry about getting rained on. And then by the time you're done visiting all the vendors and your vendor bingo card is filled out, the rain will be gone. You go across the driveway here and get pancakes.
What a great deal.
Yeah, and I'm sure all these vendors would love to see you come along. They are Amelia Park Ice Arena, Armbrook Village, Business West, BMC HealthNet Plan, the American Inn, State Line Propane, New Life Christian Center, Westfield Inn, Staples, Polish National Credit Union, Liptac Emergency Water Removal, and we also want to thank Kate Phelan from the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, which is also on the vendor bingo card.
Thank you, Ken. That's Ken Stomsky. I'm Jay Pagluka. This is WSKB 89.5 worldwide at WSKB.org.
Children behave. That's what they say when we're together. And watch how you play. They don't understand, and so we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then you say, I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. Look at the way we gotta hide what we're doing. 'Cause what would they say if they ever knew? And so we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then you say, I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. Running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then you say, I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with our sing sha la 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 da, just like that. Sha la 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 da, la da. So hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. We used to sing sha la 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 da, sha la 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 sha la 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 sha la la. It's the little old lady from Pasadena. The little old lady from Pasadena has a pretty little flower bed of white gardenias, but parked in a rickety old garage is a brand new shiny red superstar car. And everybody's saying that there's nobody meaner than the little old lady from Pasadena. She's the terror of Colorado Boulevard. It's the little old lady from Pasadena. If you see her on the street, don't try to choose her. You might drive a goer, but you'll never lose her. Well, she's gonna get a ticket now sooner or later, 'cause she can't keep her foot off the accelerator. And everybody's saying that there's nobody meaner than the little old lady from Pasadena. She's the terror of Colorado Boulevard. It's the little old lady from Pasadena. The guys come to racing from miles around, but she'll give them a length and she'll shut them down. And everybody's saying that there's nobody meaner than the little old lady from Pasadena. She's the terror of Colorado Boulevard. It's the little old lady from Pasadena. Come on, Granny.
Hey, this is J. Luca from WSKB Westfield, along with Ken Stomsky. We're at the annual Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast at South Middle School on West Silver Street. Come on down to say hello. The rain is letting up. It's not going to come back.
And you're welcome. You're
What?
welcome. I raised my hands up. I said, "That's it. Stop." And the raineth stoppeth.
The raineth stoppeth. Okay,
And now
we'll
we
take
can
it.
all enjoy pancakes down here at Westfield Middle School.
Well, we were enjoying them already. You know, it's just it was more for us before. But,
They won't get soggy now. The only way the pancakes will get soggy now is if you put too much syrup on them.
and that's the best way to have pancakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
and a pound of butter.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Nothing better. Butter, more butter than is good for me, and more syrup than I need.
Butter.
So, Ken, tell us a little bit about this event. It's been going on for...
This is the 42nd annual Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast. It's going on until 11 o'clock. We will be broadcasting live until 10. We are coming at you from Westfield Community Programming Channel, WCPC 15 on Comcast. If you don't have Comcast, we're at westfieldtv.org, westfieldtv.org, and on the FM side...
Or you can listen to us worldwide at WSKB.org.
Where we started.
Right.
5 years ago, where we started on the FM side, 89.5.
What, you're waiting for me to say something?
Well, when I look over to you and you just stare there with a pregnant pause, I start to get worried. I don't know if you'll kick in or if I should hurry up and say something. We've been doing this for 5 years, and I can read Pete, and Pete can read me, but we still have an issue there.
Yeah, we're still working on it. But what's fun is many of you know, we have a program with Bob Plass called Wow, It's Tuesday every week. And I join Bob on the air, and it's like 2 hours of picking on Bob.
Speaking of which...
Bob, are you awake yet?
He should hear these speakers over at his house. Bob... Come on across the street, Bob.
Somebody go knock on his window. So,
or throw a brick at it.
One of the running jokes...
No, don't do that. Don't throw a brick through Bob's window.
One of the running jokes with Bob's is, how long can we not say something on the air? Both Pete and I will look at each other and stare at Bob. And he has never been able to go more than about 40 seconds.
All right, well, what happened... the last week I had my normal co-host, Kathy Palmer, on my show. I decided to play Dead Air. And we come back from break, and I just don't say anything when we come back. And I stare at Pete, who's producing on the board, and he figured out exactly what I was doing. And then I looked across, and I stared at Kathy, and she caught on that I was playing Dead Air, and she kind of did lock the lips thing and throw away the key, and it got to the point where none of us would give. Pete had to engage the auto dump so that we wouldn't have so much empty dead air. Well, none of us would give.
If you go by the strict rules of the FCC, you can't have dead air for more than 1 minute.
Yeah.
You're right, and I believe we did that.
He knew we were going
recently.
over.
Yeah, I think we did that recently when the music ended, and I forgot I had a pause on the programming. So sorry,
that one
Pete.
was on Jay. Yeah. We had a text shoot over. Even though Pete's not with us, he's still with us because he's watching the feed and texting us when people like Jay mess up and don't have any programming going on.
It's not always me that messes up. It's usually me.
Well, you're the one in front of the board this time, so you're the one who gets the blame.
But I do have to thank Pete Coles, even remotely. He's able to be our producer, and we appreciate that because we have no idea what we're doing.
I was able to get the signal out of here, but Pete was able to flip the switch and put us through.
And actually, it's working out pretty well. It's nice to have a plan B and C, and it works out well for us.
We are recording. We are archiving this broadcast just as we normally would at the Studio 120, and it'll be available later on for additional viewing. And as you just saw Jay wave, if you come down here and you walk by the table where we're located, you can look at the camera and wave, knowing that you're waving to everybody in the city of Westfield because we are, in fact, live on that Channel 15.
And for the record, we do have a crew of people drying off the chairs and the tables that are out in the field, so you're not going to be sitting in a puddle.
And I'm a priss. So I already drew mine off.
Yeah, you came all the way over here with a really nice dry paper towel because I wanted to make sure the table and our laptops were all dry. No, first thing he does, dries off his chair.
First thing is drew it off. Is that the proper vernacular for that? I drew it off, or do I have to say I dried it off? I think it's I dried it off. Although drew is the real word, I don't think that works in this particular situation with vocabulary.
You walked over and you dried the chair.
I dried the chair.
You dried the chair.
I didn't drew the chair.
You didn't drew the chair.
I didn't drew the chair. All right.
The chair was drooned.
You see, you and I both have fun with words now and then on
And
the air.
that's another thing that drives Bob nuts because he's an old English teacher.
Yeah, and it has to be at least once each and every broadcast, at least on my show that follows Bob's. I will make up one word, and now and then that word will stick. For example, I didn't even make this one up. It's a common pronunciation error. I just started calling the library the library.
Yeah.
And I've got Kathy saying it. I've got Bob saying it now. It's like a normal word on WSKB now.
Yeah, but everybody else thinks we're nuts. Well, that for a lot of reasons. But you remember Bob Steele? Well, you might not remember Bob Steele. Bob Steele of
WTIC
in AM 1080 in Hartford.
Yes.
Well, he used to have the word of the day. I think we ought to have the fake word of the day.
The fake word of the day.
Fake word of the day.
All right.
So we'll come back after this.
That's not a bad idea because in my notes to myself on my email, I actually have a reminder to look up Sniglets. Remember what Sniglets were?
Yes, what was the program? That was from Saturday night?
No, that was an HBO. It was from
HBO,
not
yes.
necessarily the news.
That's right. Who was the actor or comedian that was doing that?
I can't for the life of my
we'll have to
Sniglets.
look that up. Somebody out there will remember. But
I'm thinking maybe reviving Sniglets a little bit.
But we'll call it
But
fake word of the day.
Yeah,
because we can't call it Sniglets.
Yeah.
That's somebody else's trademark.
And locally, somebody has the word of the day as well. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention it because I've had him on my show, and he's an icon in broadcasting in the area. Brad Shepard does a word of the day on his daily broadcast. So that's always something great.
Now,
to
Brad,
tune into.
that's it's not a old time radio thing. He's on the internet now. He has a podcast. Is that it?
It's like a podcast, but it's basically an entire radio show broken down in. It could be anywhere from 7 to 20 minutes. There's no weather. There's no traffic or commercials or anything like that. So it just gets right through all the headlines.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Pioneer Valley Radio. Very interesting to tune in and check it out.
Search for that on the internet. That would be kind of cool. We
Go,
want to
go
thank
listen
everybody.
to the word of the day.
Want to thank everybody for coming out to the 62nd, 42nd
Ding, ding, ding.
annual Pancake Breakfast for the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce. Thanks to all the vendors, all of our chamber members for coming out. We're going to take a wander around and meet a few of them, so we appreciate everything that they're doing. I'm Jay Pagluka. That's Ken Stomsky on the other microphone this morning. We'll be back right after this.
Well, it's alright, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's alright, if you live the life you please. Well, it's alright, doing the best you can. Well, it's alright, as long as you lend a hand.
You can sit around and wait for the phone to ring, waiting for someone to tell you everything. Sit around and wonder what tomorrow will bring. Maybe a diamond ring.
Well, it's alright, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's alright, sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright, as long as you got somewhere to lay. Well, it's alright, every day is Judgment Day.
Maybe somewhere down the road away, you'll think of me and wonder where I am these days. Maybe somewhere down the road when somebody plays Purple Haze.
Well, it's alright, even when push comes to shove. Well, it's alright, if you got someone to love. Well,
matter if you're by my side. I'm satisfied. Well, it's alright, even if you're old and gray. Well, it's alright, you still got something to say. Well, it's alright, remember to live and live. Well, it's alright, the best you can do is forgive. Well, it's alright, riding around on the breeze. Well, it's alright, if you live the life you please. Well, it's alright, even if the sun don't shine. Well, it's alright, we're going to the end of the line. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you." Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you." Meaning, don't worry about a thing. Worry about a thing, oh, every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry, singing, don't worry about a thing. I won't worry, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. I won't worry, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry.
Yeah, good morning. The rain has broken, and I'm almost seeing the sun. Well, all right,
Well,
that's stretching it a little
from
bit.
where I'm looking, and I'm looking westward, it's like breaking up. I can actually see some
Almost
blue
see the
coming
blue sky.
through. Yes.
This is JPEG Luca. That's Ken Stomsky sitting down with us here at WSKB. Is our own Westfield State Rep, John Vilas. Good morning, John.
Great to be here. I was just going to say, I think the weather cleared up when Senator Humison got here. So it parted, the clouds are parting ways for him.
Well, you can take
I already
some
took
credit.
credit.
For that.
I already took credit for that.
okay.
Yeah,
well,
but we ignore your credit. No, just kidding, Ken.
how you guys doing?
All right. It looks like
Appreciate
you've dried off a bit. You were a little wet when I first saw you
Yeah,
today.
I was soaked, and it's dawned on me. I don't know if I own a single umbrella, so I got to make that change. I don't know.
I own two umbrellas. They're in the back seat of my car on the floor behind the driver's seat, in both of them, and I don't think I've touched either one of them in 10
I was gonna
years.
see, but you're smarter than I am.
Yeah,
That would be the
it's
logical
there, but
thing
I've
to
never
do.
used it.
That would be something I would do as well. So you got to buy them, and then you also got to use them.
It's like having a spare tire
Yeah.
and not
You
inflating
only
it.
need
so,
it when you don't have it,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
We've all
like
been
like
there.
everything in life, for
Yeah.
sure.
I've seen a lot of people coming down now. They're getting their pancakes, coming out, sitting out on the lawn. It's really a good time. I love having people come out. I know it's going to get busy. We had a couple buses. Some of the kids in the camps in the area came by. They do that every year. This is a great thing. This is the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce annual pancake breakfast.
Cool. How long have they been doing it for?
That's a running topic here this morning. This is the 42nd annual Pancake
Really?
Breakfast.
42nd?
First started off downtown on the green when it was actually the green.
It's still
Actually, it was the brown green
It's
back
a-
then
yeah, well, the
because it
brown
was
green,
half
right.
dead. But
Wow.
Yeah.
42nd years. Now, I got more trivia. Do we know who has been the
Kate,
executive director of
you know,
the chamber?
and Kate wasn't even in existence 42 years ago.
She was not.
No,
She was not.
No, so this is way before her time.
Oh, I know she
I
loves
hope
to hear
I
that.
hope she's listening.
She is.
Kate, by the way, if you're out there, come on by the studio table over here. We'd love to get you on air, chat a little bit. By now, you should be not worrying so much. You can let everybody do their jobs. So, a shout out to Kate. She is a great organizer, and it's a lot of work to put an event like this together. So by this time, you're in the middle of it. Everything's on autopilot, and you can relax until you get to the end and it's cleanup time.
And sit down and eat, Kate. Have some pancakes.
Yeah, agreed.
Have some pancakes.
What's going on over in Boston lately?
So, unfortunately, I don't want to say an impasse, but it's the budget. It's the budget.
That's right. We're one of the only states that don't have a finalized budget right now.
So, of the states whose fiscal years start on July 1, Massachusetts and Ohio are the only two states who don't have it complete yet. And speaking for myself and myself only, I think it's indefensible. I think it's indefensible.
I mean, we were able to get it done. You know, it took until 3 a.m. One night a few weeks ago, but we were able to get it done locally.
No, absolutely. That was a long marathon session, and I think that, having some friends in different states. In fact, I was talking to a state senator in Rhode Island last week, and he had mentioned what the speaker and the Senate president did in Rhode Island, which in essence was, okay, you want to have these, have a good day. You guys want to have these back and forth and not come out with a finished product, and you guys are here. And you're not going to get your 4th of July break, and we're going to be here until it gets done. And quite frankly, I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way to go. There needs to be more of a sense of urgency, and those who, and again, I'm speaking for myself only here, but those who would subscribe to the belief that it's not a big deal because we've got a stopgap measure in place. We have a temporary funding bill in place. I would just say, yeah, I get it, okay. But at the same time, I just think it makes sense to get it done. You never want to be one of only 250 states. It's not a good look.
Right. Now is this primarily House or primarily Senate where things are?
It's a back and forth. So
Okay.
just a little, for the back, for the
So
viewers a little bit.
from one arm of the government back to the other, and then back to the other arm, and then back to the other arm.
Yeah, so where it is in the process is we did ours. I mean the House of Representatives. We did it in April. The Senate did theirs in May. Obviously, there was differences, both from a monetary standpoint, how much money would go to certain programs, and then also from a policy standpoint, what policies we're gonna get, what policies we're gonna be funded, if at all. So it's working out those difference. So the budget right now is in what's called conference committee.
Right. So now there's still another step to go, because once the Senate and the House agree on something, then Charlie still has to approve it, and he doesn't have to.
No, he can. Well, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, and I hope there's some young students listening today. What the governor has the ability to do here, which the U.S. Supreme Court has said the president can't do, is the governor has the ability to do what's called a line item veto. So he can veto a certain provision of the budget, a certain sentence. He'll say, look, I like this overall, but I don't like this, so I'm going to exercise this line item veto. So to your point,
I love that power.
So do I, because a
Yeah.
lot of times you're forced to, there's any number of times that I've been asked to vote on bills, as has Senator Humison, has all of our colleagues, where we say to ourselves, I like this bill in its totality, but there's a lot of provisions in this bill I don't
There's
like.
one piece of pork
Yeah.
that doesn't belong in here, and if it wasn't in here, we'd be golden.
We'd be golden. We'd be golden. And you don't want to vote no, because then you're in a position of you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You don't want to do that.
Right.
But so the governor is going to do that, and then we will have a session where we will come in and we will override the governor's vetoes if there are veto overrides that he does.
Now, to override a veto, do you need a super majority for that?
Both houses.
Uh-huh.
So, and a lot of times, particularly today, I mean, you hear a lot of the economic prognosticators who say that we are potentially on the verge of an economic downturn. Look, I'm not an economist by trade. I'm an attorney, and I'm in the military. But, the signs, the revenues are coming in. The revenues still seem to be solid. Unemployment's at all-time lows. Historically, both on the national level and here in the Commonwealth. So who knows? Like I said, I'm not an economist, but I think we are pretty sound economically. So we just need to pass the budget. Bottom line.
All right. I want to get away from the Boston politics for a bit because you deal with it all the time. I believe I am now, and it's been a while since I had you on the radio. This happened a little while ago, I believe, but I think I'm looking now at a major and not a captain.
So someone just asked me about this. I am a major. I've been a major for a little more than a year.
Right.
Rewind about a year ago, July 3rd, Kabul, Afghanistan, my promotion orders come in. My colonel at the time, Colonel Anderson, looked at me and said, we're not going to do this today. We're going to do this tomorrow on the 4th of July. So I had the
I remember that.
absolute honor of being promoted on the 4th of July promotion ceremony, overseen by both a 2-star and a 4-star Army general, one of them being the 4-star General John Nicholson, who was in charge of all of U.S. forces in Afghanistan.
What an honor.
An honor and a memory that I most certainly will be taking to my grave.
Wow.
So it's good stuff. And I love. And you didn't ask, but I'll tell you anyway. I just love that component of my life. I mean, we live in a pretty dangerous world. There's a lot of things happening around us where, fortunately, a lot of us don't know a lot of the things happening.
We don't want to see it.
You don't want to.
No.
There's a lot of stuff happening where there's a lot of difficult things happening out there. So let's just. It's an honor to put on that Army uniform the days that I do.
So you're still doing your weekends from time to time?
Yeah, I got one. Time to time. This coming weekend. This coming Sunday. We're having a one-day drill this weekend. So yeah. So and then we have. I had a few weeks ago. I had a longer drill down at my favorite Army installation in the world, Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Oh, my father went through Fort Dix.
And I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So, and
I'm being real.
Fort Dix. Don't get me going on Fort
Yeah.
Dix. I'll put it this way, and people will know what I'm talking about if they've been there. They take care of the Air Force, not so much the Army down at Fort Dix. God bless them.
Yeah, are some of the buildings still burnt down?
Some of the buildings are, they were here. I think they were here during the War of 1812.
Yeah, they had a major fire down at Fort Dix,
Yeah,
and they
years
lost
ago.
a lot of things there.
Years ago.
Yeah, so you're still doing some drills now and then. Any news or possibility of deployment coming up again for you?
No. So the Army, and I don't have the policy in front of me, but the Army, once you deploy, you're in what they essentially is a safe zone for a certain amount of time that you're kind of off the books. And that's all in recognition of, soon after 9/11, particularly with Iraq and Afghanistan, service members were deploying, coming home for a very short time period, and then going right back out there. And that's just, the powers that be at the Pentagon made the determination that's just not good for morale. It's not good for the troops. It's not good for the families that are back in the rear. So I'm safe for a little bit here. But, at some point in time in the not-too-distant future, I'll probably be back in a position where I would be considered eligible for deployment. And that's
You're still a young man.
Forget about the age. I'm still in uniform. If you're in uniform, you get called to go, you go. Bottom line. No ifs, ands, buts.
And when I see you on air, I ask the same questions from time to time, and I know I do. It's not because I can't come up with anything original, but because you never know if you have the same listeners. You might have somebody new listening, and I think it's important.
A third person?
And I know that on Tuesday mornings I have 23 listeners now. But I think it's important
Curious
that
how you know that,
20,
Paul.
it's 20 more than mine.
yeah, I think it's important that people know, what our state rep is doing over in Boston. At the same time, people who serve our country, their experiences with that. I think it's something important we should know.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. And look at this. Look at the line.
Look
now.
at the line
just
now,
got-
huh?
Line is
Something
growing,
happened where
yes.
this line just took off, which is a.
That line has to be 40 people back right now.
But that's okay. By the time you get here, it'll be easy. So if you're listening, come on down to
come on down.
to Westfield Middle School on West Silver Street. It's the school with a big crowd of people in front of it in a white tent. Yeah, that's the place.
Pretty much. And the horseshoe, which
The
we
horseshoe.
refer to the awning out here.
That's Ken Stomsky. I'm Jay Pagluca. We've been talking with Representative John Vilas. John, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you do for us here in Westfield.
And thanks for what you guys do. You guys are a big part of this community with what you do with this
we
radio
appreciate
show.
that.
So
It's-
thanks
we-
for what you guys do.
It's a lot of fun. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't.
I can tell you
So,
guys have fun.
yeah.
Keep it up. Keep having fun. Life is short. God bless.
John,
Appreciate
get
it.
out there, enjoy
go
the
eat some
people
chow.
and enjoy the food.
Top of
Have
the
a good one. We'll see you.
We're at the
Thanks.
Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce annual Pancake Breakfast. How many are we?
We are at the 42nd annual. It is the top of the hour, WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield, and WCPC Channel 15 local community programming.
And worldwide at
Worldwide.
WSKB.org.
This is, of course, going to 11 a.m. We will be broadcasting live until 10 a.m. Tickets are available. You need not have purchased them in advance. Adults are 6, seniors are 5, children under 10 are 3. So very economical. Come down here and get some great pancakes and sausage and orange juice and syrup and coffee.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Up every morning just to keep a job. I gotta fight my way through the hustle and mob. Sounds of the city pounding in my brain while another day goes down the drain. But it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. No one owns a piece of my time. And there's a 5 o'clock of me inside my clothes, thinking that the world looks fine. Yeah. Holiday. Trading my time for the pay I get, living on money that I ain't made yet. Gotta keep going, gotta make my Together could never be long enough for me to feel like I've had long enough with you. Forget the world now, we won't let them see. But there's one thing left to do. Now that the weight has lifted, love has surely shifted my way. Marry me today and every day. Marry me if I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe. Say you will. Say you will. Together could never be close enough for me to feel like I am close enough to you. You wear white and I wear out the words I love you. And you're beautiful. Now that the wait is over and love has finally showed her my way. Marry me today and every day. Marry me if I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe. Say you will. Say you will. Promise me you'll always be happy by my side. I promise to sing to you when all the music dies. And marry me today and every day. Marry me if I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe. Say you will. Say you will. Marry me.
Good morning, everyone. This is J. Luca. This is WSKB Westfield, 89.5 FM. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. We are here live broadcasting from the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce annual Pancake Breakfast. How many have we had, Ken?
This is the 42nd one, and it's only one of a few that we've actually put out on WCPC Channel 15. So if people are listening to the radio, they want to see what's going on, and they have Comcast, they can tune to local cable Channel 15. And if they're curious and they don't have Comcast, they can go to westfieldtv.org, westfieldtv.org.
Lots of stuff going on at there all the time, and of course, there's more and more going on here in Westfield. That thanks to folks like you, Ken, and Pete Coles, and you getting the stuff on the air, out onto the internet, and everybody can see what's going on.
Yeah,
that's kind of a cool thing. You guys did that for the parade, for the 350 parade, just incredible.
Yeah, there was a lot more tech going on with the parade, obviously, because we had multiple angle views. We had hosts talking through the entire thing. For this, I want to tell you, it's kind of cute, kind of cool, the technology being used here. It's about the size of 2 packs of cigarettes. It's a little box called a Teradek, and all you need to do is hook it up between this camera and the interweb, an Ethernet connection on the inside of the building, and that is exactly how we are getting out to both the radio and video on Channel 15. This one little box is doing
Technology
it all.
is a wonderful
Technology
thing.
has
Yeah.
come a long way. Yeah.
Westfield's mayor Brian Sullivan is joining us.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. I hear you at the beginning. This is the 42nd. This 2019 is going to go down as the year of the anniversary because there's just every single either building or event or something is celebrating some certain long time anniversary. From the 350th, Noble was doing it. Some of the school buildings. You got events like this every year. So 2019, I'll officially declare is the year of the anniversary. So.
And the year of public retirement for
Well,
a while anyway.
That's that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had Harry Rock on my program this week, and he's still doing 350 stuff. And
Oh, he can't stop.
And he's going to be doing 350 stuff until the end of the year at
Yeah,
least.
he's
He's not retired yet.
He's not
Well,
retired.
there's
Well,
lots of stuff to do. That was that's a good example of a 501c3 that was built for a specific purpose. And you don't just get to the end of the party and then shut it off.
No, you
There's
can't.
a lot going on
You-
to wind that down.
You can. I mean, you do aim for a certain time period, and you need to nail that, which they did.
Absolutely
We did. The
did,
city
yeah.
did. But yeah, the 350th is going on, till the end of the calendar year, most likely, and start up something else. So
And
it's
speaking
not
of
fun.
the end of the calendar year, I don't really want to spill beans here, but there may be something going on New Year's Eve here in town.
There might be.
that's what we're hoping.
There
we're hoping. Don't spill the beans, Jip. But
No,
we're
I said
working on
May.
it. Yeah.
I said May.
No, not in May, at the end of the year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not in
December.
May.
Sorry.
May, December.
More bad dad
Is it
jokes.
May, December, or December, May?
I understood the joke.
Yeah,
though.
well,
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's an event that you do things, and all of a sudden the city wrapped their head around it and loved it, and it's like, wow, we should do this all the time, or we
Getting
should be able to.
things started is
and
hard.
The first one is always the hardest,
Yeah.
and usually the biggest too. I understand you do an event for the first time, everybody comes, but I think what we're finding out is some of these ones that we do for the first time that was new is bringing more and more new people to those events, and you're seeing new faces and you're seeing new things. So, we'll see if that event you're talking about it's on. And
As somebody on the 350th committee, all day leading up to that party, if you would, on New Year's Eve, we were sweating.
Oh,
But
yeah.
how many people are going to show up? Are enough people going to show up? Are too many people going to show up?
Yep.
And we got real lucky with weather, and it just started to rain as those fireworks started up, and it didn't
all
really
worked.
deter many people.
No, and that's what I say. I mean, Mother Nature, I got to be honest with you, was pretty good. I mean, I know we got hit with a nasty storm this morning here for the pancake breakfast, but Mother Nature's been pretty good to us all year with some of our
Considering
events
the
that we've
rain
had.
in the spring.
All in all,
we've
you
done
cross your
okay.
fingers because probably 75 to 80% of the things we do are outside. So you're rolling the dice that you're going to have a good day, or no snow or rain or whatever it might be. But we've been pretty lucky this year.
Yeah,
so.
well, speaking of snow, we were not killed as we have been in the past with
No.
snow this year either. We got kind of lucky.
Unfortunately, as mayor, and I know the superintendent will back me up on this, it wasn't a lot of snow, but we had a lot of ice.
Yeah.
We had a lot of rain events. We had a lot of, you can see with the roads, quite honestly, and I know that's a nasty subject in town, but rain and ice and things just don't do good for infrastructure and stuff like that. So we didn't have many school days
There wasn't much
canceled.
plowable, which
No, it wasn't
saved a
but
lot on the budget.
There was not a lot of
a lot of
plowable.
pre-treating, but you would pre-treat before plowing anyway. Now.
That's right, and so we actually were doing. The school department had the blizzard bags for days off after a certain day.
How did that work out?
Two
Yeah,
years in
well-
a row, we haven't been able to do it because they
Oh,
didn't have enough
so we
days
never
off.
And now you have
And
1
now-
year left to see.
And
if
now
you can
the
actually use
Secretary
them.
of Education has canceled it, so we really never got
Some
a
of the
chance
hill
to
towns
try it.
are really upset
Yeah.
about that because they
Yeah.
utilized them.
Well, obviously it snows.
Yeah.
They have more days canceled up that way. But the theory behind it is a good one. So I think something will be worked on to make it better. They weren't treating it as a full day of school. So I think they just needs to be tweaked a little, and
Yeah,
I think something will
I
because
remember
it makes sense.
I remember younger 1 year. I was in school until June 27th.
And that's just crazy.
It
I
was-
mean,
it
it's
was-
110
It
degrees
was
out.
in
and-
Prospect Hill Elementary
Yeah.
at that time, and
Yep.
yeah,
No
it
air
was-
conditioning
It was
and-
hot.
There's not a lot of education, and if you look
Yeah.
at it, the education in my head, and my head means nothing in the scheme of things, but you got more. The kids will get more done with the blizzard bags than they will sitting in a classroom in 100-degree heat at the end of the summer. So somewhere, that's what I say. I think something's going to be worked on to be able to tweak that
All I
out.
remember was one more day, 2 more days,
Yeah.
3 more days of school, and then it's summer. No, do I want to learn anything? No. Does
No.
the teacher want to teach me anything? Well, she's trying.
You shut down. It's where movies come out, or
That was it. It was
outdoor.
movies.
You watch movies.
But I like that because that was the guy they called to get the 35mm projector out,
well,
make
there
it
you
work.
go. That's when your career started with blizzard days. Then
the
school.
a moment or two ago, you did bring up potholes, and I'm not going to talk about potholes really.
I
Yet
could talk
you
about
are
potholes
anyway.
all day long.
I'm not going to beat you up. I know the story. I know what's going on, and we don't have a phone for people to call in and beat you up.
Yep.
But
they
I
do.
bring it.
It's
I bring it up.
Here, Ken's cell phone number is.
I bring it up to mention. See it, click it, fix it.
Yeah.
And I have reported things on See It, Click It, Fix It.
Yep.
And things are addressed.
Yeah.
when somebody looks at the complaint
Yep.
or whatever you put on, and a day or two later, I actually see the pothole at
Yep.
the end of my road patched because of it.
Yep.
And See It, Click It, Fix It works.
It
wanted
does
to say
work.
that.
It got inundated, obviously, and stuff. But it's a tracking device. If nothing else, Ken, it's a tracking device for the process to start because we do get a lot of calls. And listen, I joke when I say I can talk about potholes, but we're trying our best to get them. We've done more roads in the last 2 years.
We have a lot of
than we
miles
ever
of
have.
roads
We
here.
got a ton of miles. Third largest in the state, as a matter of
Is it
fact,
that
when you
much?
count
Wow.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Westfield is huge.
It is
The
huge.
footprint is big, yeah.
Yeah.
The footprint's the third largest city in the Commonwealth, also. But so see if Click It, Fix It has been a tool that the DPW uses, and every other office, by the way, every other department in the city, because we get calls about vacant buildings or tall grass in buildings and things like that, and that's the health department.
Right.
So that goes to the health. So it's worked out good. It's still a work in progress. It's still, teaching the residents to use it, number one, and then following through to close projects out is another thing. But
Yeah,
it's a pretty good tool.
And I used it for more than just the roads. Last week, one of my bins was overlooked. And we know last week there were issues with a few trucks, and
Yep.
there were complications doing all the collections.
Yeah,
My
the
bin-
recycling.
My bin was overlooked.
Yep.
And it was taken care of the next day.
Yep.
After I reported
They
it.
actually, we rely on the repair people to tell us when our trucks are going to be back in line, and they had a problem, so we were 2 days late, and the holiday hit. And I'm not going to make excuses, but there is reasons. But what we've asked the residents, and I think we've almost caught up. If not fully, we're close. Leave your bins out in the road, and they
Eventually.
haven't skipped you. They just haven't caught up to you yet, and they're going to get your recycles. And
That's
and
good to
that's
know.
happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause I
it's,
see the
and it's
bins-
on the website. It's out there.
Yeah.
What to do. Just leave them there. We're going to get them. We didn't skip you.
It
We haven't
confuses
we haven't
me in
got
my
to you
neighborhood
yet.
because I'll see the bins out 2 or 3 days later. I'm going, did I forget something?
Yeah.
Did
Well,
I get the wrong
I actually
week?
had a couple neighbors come up and they saw me out walking and stuff, and they go, we never call City Hall about the trash and stuff because we just look. If your bin's out there, we leave our bin out there. If your bin's not out there, we take it back in. We
Yeah.
figure And I said, well, don't always rely on what I'm doing, but
Well,
if you see the whole street is still out there.
Yeah.
They didn't miss your place. They just haven't got to your street yet. So, and we're working through that. And that's one of the things actually Dave Billups is working on. So with our budget process that we just went through, and the trash and the curb collection, is to have a backup truck at all times. So we're kind of trying to get into a flow where we always are buying new trucks, getting rid of the old, but holding like they do in the fire department. They always have a backup
and
fire
buying
engine.
instead of getting into the whole rental thing.
We're buying, and Dave Billups will tell you the leasing and buying is exactly the same thing. We're just buying it over 5 years instead of leasing it, and
Right.
and at the end of it, it's the same money. But he's in a program right now, like they do with the police cars, like they do with the fire apparatus. Is you have to stay in a cycle, or all your cars or trucks are going to be
All of a
old
sudden
all at
they're
the same
dead.
time, and
Yeah.
then you're buying a huge amount. So we're changing that. That's it's getting better.
You know, I don't want to keep people wondering who might be watching on Channel 15. They see something going on here. We
My
do
shadow.
Have, we do have another Sullivan joining us.
I was going to say with the dark glasses, the shadow was the right term.
The shadow. Yeah.
Good morning, Bo Sullivan.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good
you?
morning. Hey,
Hanging
thanks.
in there.
That's
He
a
looks
familiar
doesn't he
voice
look
to some in
natural?
the family.
Yeah, he looks so natural behind a microphone on the radio.
I can't tell which one is older anymore.
Usually it used to be.
Oh,
Wow, that hurt.
Don't yeah. Thank you, Ken. You've always been my favorite.
You notice I had to wait for him to come for me to say that, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. How's it going?
Fair to Midland.
You made it through the rainstorm?
Yes. My camera stayed dry. The rest of us stayed dry.
he had to move to the other side of the table,
Right.
but
That's-
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
all right.
it looked like it was
Yeah.
poured so much that it was straight down rain. So
Pretty
you
much
were
was,
good
yeah.
there. It wasn't blowing
until,
around.
until the last 10 minutes. Then it started coming down diagonally. Well, you can see the watermarks on the sidewalk here. So I had to vacate the premises on this side of the table, but I survived.
You survived.
Yeah.
You could use a good bath.
Yeah. Well, that's
Hey,
the
if
thing.
he's
you
throwing
know?
the first one out,
Yeah,
I'm going
I
to follow
did.
suit,
Well,
all right?
I already threw that one out because I mentioned I only shower once a week. I didn't need that rain falling down on me today.
This'll screw
It
you up.
wasn't time yet.
It's not Tuesday.
No.
So what's been happening in Bo's world?
Bo's World. Bo's over at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield now. So
I
it's,
heard that rumor.
it's-
Yeah.
You've
a
been
lot of fun.
bouncing around a lot
that-
lately.
It's actually I have been, but I think we're settling in. So that's why I'm here. There's 100 kids from the club here that were served breakfast today.
Oh, is that
So-
what that line of about 50 people was
yes,
about?
Yes, and a bunch of sponsors that are helping out with the Pancake breakfast in general
Mm-hmm.
put some of their money towards feeding the kids of the town. So 100 of us came over and had breakfast, so it was
I'll
great.
tell you what, the Boys and Girls Club has been good. It was good to my kids years ago,
Yep.
and it's touched so many people through the years. And you know, you don't realize it. You don't realize everything you guys do. So,
Yep.
you know,
We get that an awful lot, and we're trying. That's one of the things we're working on is trying to change that perception. It's funny. I went down to the national conference a few weeks ago, and they did a study. The Boys and Girls Club of America did. 94% of the people in the country know the logo. You know, the knuckles, the circle with the knuckles. They know what it is. 60% of the people don't have any clue what
know
goes
what
on
it
inside the
does.
building.
Yeah.
And that's a perception that we need to change, because as soon as people find out what goes on in the building, they become even better supporters. Everybody supports it, and they know we do great things, but they don't know what those great things are. So we're trying to change
Bo,
that.
when we did the first night for the 350 event, I went through that building.
Yeah.
I actually went through it initially with Bill
Yep.
Parks.
Yep.
And by the time I saw it filled up with people
Yeah.
towards the middle of that event, I said, I have to do a video special because I'm involved with the community programming
Correct.
now. And that's something that I am planning on is I want to get together with a videographer and Bill Parks and go through that facility and
Right.
make a video to put out on 15 and YouTube so that we know what's actually inside there and what's
Right.
going on.
It's funny. I'm gonna be a little over my head here, but I'd ask you to do that twice. Come do it during the summer. There's 247 kids at camp just this week. And it changes weekly, which is the biggest we've ever had. But there are more than during the school year. There's more than 350 kids a day
My
inside
gosh.
that building, doing what we were talking about, the programs that go on, and not just there for the pool or the gym. There's whole bunches of programs that are going on. Structured. So I asked you to do it twice. It'd be great.
I don't think Bill Parks will put up an argument with
I
that.
don't think you will.
I
either.
get to do the lights after school,
Right.
lights on after class event every year to kind of kick it off and do
Oh,
a proclamation. And I walk into a room that's filled, it's got to be filled with 300 something kids, just kids. So if you're doing an event like that, there's a perfect one to show people
Email
what's
me
going on. It's-
with what's going on with things
it's
like
all
that.
the
and I'll
kids
try
that come to that,
yeah.
during the school year, because that's where they go after school's out is over there, and there's reading and technology and all this other stuff. But you want to get a capture of what's happening there. That room is filled with just kids.
I wish that was
loving
there
being
when
there.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, we had a few things going on over at Free Street.
Right.
But and it wasn't even Boys and Girls Club. It was the Westfield Boys Club.
It was
way
the Boys
back
Club
then.
back then, yeah.
And you know, my parents decided to send me to the Y instead of there after school.
Yeah.
So, 6 of one, half a dozen. But I don't think the Y has anything on what they're doing with the Boys and Girls
Right.
Club over here.
We do a lot of stuff with
the
the
Y is great, but
Right. Oh, there's much more collaboration going on
Yeah.
now between the Boys and Girls Club and the
Yeah.
Y and the rink and
Thank
the museum
God.
and getting everybody together instead of working against
Yeah.
each other in this town. We're trying to find things that we can do together. The basketball program is a huge example of that. The Park and Rec Department, the Y, and the Boys and Girls Club now all run one big program. There's about 500 kids that play winter basketball just in the Boys and Girls Club.
You know,
We use our gym.
You hit something exactly right. One of the things I've loved about working with folks here in Westfield, and in my side, it's been in the music and entertainment piece, but it's the collaboration of the different groups. Why we don't need competition.
Right.
But collaboration can take all of these little things, turn them into one bigger operation that is just incredible and makes us the go-to, the model for for what a city should be.
Yep, and that's what's going on now with all 4 groups or 5 groups, whoever we can get to come in comes in.
See, that was my campaign. It was build bridges,
Build bridges.
Jay, and
See,
I
it
build
worked.
those. See how good we did. But I think each group, and just use the YMCA and Boys Club as an example. But there's a lot of them throughout the city. Is they each did something with an age group or an area that they did really well, and the other one, they were fighting each other for the same either money, because there's not a lot of grant money and stuff like
You're
that
right,
going
there's
around,
only,
or the
everybody's got
people
so many
themselves.
bucks.
So to be able to share and do it together, and Andrea Allard and Bill Parks and Bo and stuff, they've put that together.
I've
They've
worked
made
with
that
all
happen.
of them. They're all a pleasure to work
It's
with.
all about just the one topic, and it's about the kids and stuff
And I
like
should
that.
mention Kiwanis.
And families.
Kiwanis is a great supporter of a lot of the
Kiwanis founded
programs
us.
we
We
do.
wouldn't be here without Kiwanis.
Yeah, you're right.
So 50 years ago, we're in our 50th anniversary now.
Told you,
Actually,
the year of the anniversary.
Within,
I
it
told
is
you
the year
it
of the
is.
anniversary, I believe.
Yeah.
What's today, the 11th? So next Friday is actually our 50th anniversary. I
And a
believe
good
it's
friend of
July
mine,
19th.
George Delisle, is like he's the grand poobah of something in
He's
Kiwanis. Like
international now.
He's internationally
He gets to wear one of those
International
big
grand
hats
poobah.
and stuff, and it's a
got
big
horns
red
in it.
jacket.
yeah, he knows the secret handshake.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a pinky swear in there somewhere.
So a minute ago, you mentioned campaigning. There's no campaigning for you, Brian, this year. There is something for you, though, Bo.
There is. I'm on the ballot for school committee
Excellent.
for another 4-year term of school committee. So, hopefully you'll vote for me. That'll be my one plug. How about that?
All the best. Well,
I'd
we
be
got the
remiss if I
campaign
didn't bring
manager
that
over
up.
here.
He's got some great campaign people working for him now. He's gone to the younger crew that is doing all the social media and everything. The way we were talking about it earlier, the way campaigns have changed, you need to have a social media person. You need to have a grassroots person. You need to. It's not just this high end, FaceTime. It's everything else you got to know.
Well, it
And
used to be
boy,
knocking on a
nothing-
door, and now nobody's
knocking
home.
knocking on the doors. That's still, by the way, the best way to do it.
Or
But
but yeah, they're
That's
knocking
our
on the
style.
doors. Nobody's home, or they're hiding.
Right. Well, it's true.
they know you're coming.
That's true. But they knew you were there. If you leave something, they know you're there. And that's all they care about.
Good
As long
point.
as he came to my house, as long as she shook my hand, that's all that matters. right now.
Good
So,
point. Good point.
I had an experience
Enough
yesterday.
campaigning.
I have to beg to differ about somebody just showing up to my house. That's a story altogether.
I
for
actually
some
saw
other time.
something about that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was campaigning, though.
No, that wasn't campaigning. There was something a little shady
Yeah,
going
there was
on
a
with
little
that.
difference there.
Yeah.
That's Ken Stopsky. I'm Jay Pagluka. We've been talking with the Sullivan brothers here, both Bo and Brian sitting in. Thanks.
Look
very
at this,
much.
Jay. The
And-
newest
good,
apparatus
the fire
is
truck's here
coming
to
through
play
here.
on. Yeah. Okay. Good. I can go climb
So
on the
it's for
fire
show
truck.
and tell, and not
I've always wanted to do that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That
Ding, ding.
that just got paid for, didn't it?
Yeah, we just did the final
Yeah.
Final payment
final
on
payment
that thing?
last year.
It's
did
still
you?
shiny.
We were talking about it earlier, so we start paying for the next one. That's all. You
Yeah.
always got a payment coming, but
Well, we're here at the annual Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, listening to us. Come on down. The sun's peeking out now and then out of the clouds. I do see some blue sky up there. Come on down and get some pancakes. Check out some of our vendors out here. Some of the chamber members are all here to say hi to you. This is WSKB 89.5 here in Westfield,
And I want to let Brian and Bo go so that they can get their pancakes. Before we do go to break, I do want to mention those vendors that Jay mentioned, because we are playing again vendor bingo. You get a card and you get it checked off for every vendor you visit. And once you fill it up, you can put it into a drawing for a $50 gift card. And those vendors are Amelia Park Ice Arena, Armbrook Village, Business West, BMC HealthNet Plan, the American Inn, State Line Propane, New Life Christian Center, Westfield Inn, Staples, Westfield Greater Chamber of Commerce, Polish National Credit Union, and Liptak Emergency Water Removal. I virtually shake your hand, Brian. You got up and left. I'll take care of you in a second, Bo. Hey,
Can I throw one out there before you take this break?
I already gave you a plug.
Not me. The guys. There were three separate vendors who actually paid for the kids to eat. And I just wanted to-
absolutely. Mention them.
East Hampton Savings Bank, Peppermill Catering, who's great, and Lowe's all donated, and they wanted their money to go towards the community food program, and that's what paid for the 100 kids from the Boys and Girls Club to eat.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I just wanted to
No,
special
great.
thanks to them.
Thanks to all
And
of the
her.
businesses here, and of course, thanks to Kate Phelan. Kate,
Hey.
welcome.
Good. So you
You're
mentioned.
good with her. You're good with
so
me.
you
So you can
mentioned
talk to her.
Peppermill Catering,
Yep.
right? So we had two other sponsors for the two other camps.
I did East Hampton and I did Lowe's.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Then you. Oh, you
They
are
told
good.
me. Well, they told me all
you
three. I
are
wanted to make sure all of them
Yeah,
got it.
I know.
Hey,
Me
Kate,
too.
Bo's a pro when it comes to radio.
He is, and also though we have to thank Staples.
You can thank them all.
Well, because Staples is giving the teachers a $10 coupon off $20. That's a
Oh,
50.
good.
All the teachers can get that. All adults can have that. You can
Really?
you can go get one.
I may go get
okay?
one.
They're giving all the
I got
kids.
two kids in college. I may
I
go
know,
get
right?
one.
They're
Can
giving
I
all-
get two? One for
Hey.
each kid?
There you
10
go.
bucks helps.
And they're giving all the kids these gel pen packs. I mean, they're all getting these nice little tchotchkes
good.
for school and little pen case, pencil case. Remember those pencil
Oh,
cases?
yeah. I remember them.
And we're handing those out.
They still
so,
do pencils?
Well, these are gel pens today. They got
all
gel.
right,
I don't
okay.
know. I was a number 2 pencil. Remember?
Right. You had to have it. You
Remember
had to have
those
it with the-
days?
I had the big
It
eraser
wasn't
too.
that long
Don't
ago.
go out of those
You had to
circles.
go to school with number 2 lead pencil.
Yep. And I
Abs-
bought the big eraser. The eraser on that pencil
that
was
was
not
too way
big
too
enough.
And you ended up
Didn't last
you
long
had
enough for me.
and you had to get the big eraser that was red on one end and white in the middle and blue on the other.
Oh, that's
because
right. I forgot about
supposedly
that.
blue end would erase ink
Ink.
when
Oh.
in reality all it
never
did was
did.
tear the
Remove the
paper
paper.
apart.
Oh, my
Enjoy your
God.
day, guys. Great event.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you so
Bo.
much.
Thank
you
you.
for being here. And
Kate-
hey, thanks for running the show down here, guys. Thank
Kate
you.
Phelan is the executive director of the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, and this is one of those events that takes forever to set up, to organize,
It
to
does,
get rolling. Well, now here we are about an hour and a half into it, and
Yep.
you've got a chance to breathe.
I do. I'm sitting down in a chair, letting my feet dry
For the first time.
getting off the
Right?
wet grass. But you know what? It's someone would just said to me, actually, my admin, Virginia. She goes, "This is what summer's all about. If you go camping, it rains a little bit, then the sun comes
part of
out.
the- part of the
This is
routine.
a great summer experience,
Exactly
and,
right. And
but
kids don't care. And
kids
when I-
don't care. Hold
No.
on a second, Mike. Thank you for coming. One of my board of directors, Mike Roundy, Walkley Richardson. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
So-
Mike is a big helper for a lot of events
Yes,
we
he
do
is.
here in
Yes,
town.
he
Yes,
is. And I know he's tied to the Children's Museum.
Children's Museum, yes.
So, which is great,
Yeah.
So, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
We kept
Can-
dry
can I-
because we were underneath part of the
Can
horseshoe
I get you
here.
some pancakes?
Sure. Bring
Okay.
over a stack.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you want sausage?
I'm okay. Whatever Jay wants,
You want,
I
you
got.
want diet syrup or regular
a stack
syrup?
of pancakes, a plate of
Wait a
sausage.
minute. That diet syrup?
Yeah, we have
You gotta
both.
be kidding me.
We have sugarless syrup.
This is a thing? Diet syrup?
Yes.
It can't be good.
Right?
Diet. Well, I
Well,
take
for
that
the
back.
people
There's a
that have
couple of
diet
diet
syrup.
sodas I
No,
like.
they
Diet-
can't have sugar.
Diet is die with a T. Come on. It
I
can't
know.
possibly be
Die
all
with-
good.
Garfield. Yeah, that's Garfield. Come on.
So funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be glad to get you a plate of pancake
that would be
sausage.
wonderful.
And
Thank
do you
you.
want water, orange juice, or apple juice with that?
Does the apple
Or
juice come?
coffee.
Does the apple juice come in a little sippy?
It's a little
Little
plastic
sippy cup?
cups.
Oh, I heard they weren't going to serve apple juice because there was a mix-up in urology.
Oh, maybe we got just orange. Okay. I
Oh.
don't know.
No, that was a bad
Oh,
joke.
but
But sorry.
The apple. What? I missed the joke. What-
I'll tell you afterward.
okay.
It's not
Kate,
worth doing
it's
twice.
Kate, it's a good
Okay.
thing you missed it.
Okay.
Don't
good.
ask.
So,
Kate, what
It
else
went over
does
like
the,
gas in
what else
church.
does the Westfield Chamber of Commerce do?
what do we do? Where do you?
Yes.
How much time you got, Jay?
Give me the. You can give me the short
oh boy.
version.
Well, I mean, we put on 40 plus events a year, but the events, though, when I say events, they're actually opportunities for all the chamber members to make connections. So this is where the members can get to know each other. The breakfasts serve a business purpose. You usually get a business speaker. This is our one big community event. But we have vendors out here to showcase to the public what some of the
they
vendors
do,
are.
yeah.
And right now it's called the Westfield Inn, but they're going to be coming a Hampton Inn. So they're
That's what
yep.
used to be the
Holiday Inn Express,
up
yeah.
on the hill,
So
yeah?
this is where people can come down and meet some of the local, vendors that are part of the chamber. They're chamber members, and but besides what else we do, we also advocate for our members, and that can be on a local or state level, on any advocacy issue, whether
Okay.
it's zoning, whether it's permitting.
Talk about something that recently has come up that was a big deal for our local businesses.
Well, I mean, you mean anyone in particular, or just in general?
No,
I
in
know.
general.
Well, our downtown meetings, we're actually. I'm still moving forward with getting the on-street parking to 2 hours on street instead of 1. That's huge because by changing that one little hour. It says to come on down to Westfield and you can stay for a little bit. You don't have to leave in an hour with the on-street parking. So we're doing that. And then we have 2 committees working on Small Business Saturday. Believe it or not, we're working on that for November. And we will be having a game board. So the consumers, the public can get this game board. And if they go to so many stores, they will be entered into a drawing for cash prizes this
people-
year. So
it's good that you're starting this early.
Absolutely.
A lot of times people, and here's a good example because I've been involved with trying to get that going in the past.
know.
Nobody thinks about it until October.
Too
Then
late.
they finally get the
Yeah.
organization by the second weekend of November. Well, okay, but
No,
now
yeah.
nobody
Right.
knows. You need 3 months to market anything.
Oh, absolutely. So we started working on this, believe it or not, in January. I started getting the word out.
Good.
And then I have a marketing committee with some of the downtown businesses that are volunteering, and I have a game board committee. So the game board committee, we're designing this game board, and you as WOW, and you'll be getting emails about getting on the game board. And we're hoping that it'll be a really, this will be the really true first year that we've actually had an event for Small Business Saturday. So we're excited about this year. And you know how it is with the first year you do anything.
You don't know.
You don't
You
know.
just don't know what you
But
don't know.
we expect this to be to grow every year. And
would hope so, yeah.
but we're excited because the businesses, the meeting I had in what month is this? In June, we had 14 small businesses come to that meeting, and everybody was so excited about we're finally doing something for Small Business Saturday. So we're excited about that, and we're going to have it 2 days. We're going to do Friday and Saturday.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So-
and it's all about getting the word out.
All about
I
getting
see
the
some
word
great
out.
vendors here. I see certainly some businesses I've worked with before, and found new businesses I
Mm-hmm. Right.
plan to work with. So to me, it's it's a great chance to come down and meet some local businesses you
is.
might not otherwise see.
Right.
It's not
And-
a storefront,
Exactly, and we're going to include most of Westfield. We'll be going down Route 20. It'll be going up to the north side, Court Street. It's not going to be just that, not just from the Green to Franklin on Elm Street. It's going to be throughout the city because small businesses make the world go around. So we all know it drives the economy. So
that it does.
and we want to include everybody that wants to get in on the board. So.
If there are those out there that want to learn more about the Chamber of Commerce, how can they do that?
Oh, well, they can always go to our website. Everything is on our website, and which is www.westfieldbiz.org. The applications are there to join, but you can always find the information there. Or you can call the Chamber office, 568-1618. I'm pretty much accessible. I'll meet them at their place, or they can call me. I could talk Chamber all day long because we do a lot, and I don't think getting that message out
People
is
don't realize.
no, they
everything that you
don't,
do.
and everybody has a different reason or a different purpose, and I always talk a lot about that too, So
Do you have to be a business in Westfield to
no,
join?
no, our bylaws allow individuals to join the chamber.
Does that
Even-
mean Greater Westfield? If I'm from a town over, I can
Yes.
also do this?
Yes, you can. So we actually cover 10 communities. So
I know that, but I'm
You
just
know
trying.
that, Ken, yeah.
I'm trying to draw that out.
yeah, oh yeah. I said, yeah. You do not have to be in Westfield.
So if you're
No.
within the sound of our voice,
Yes.
well, assuming it's over the air,
Over the air.
because we're worldwide now. Mink is a business from
Like-
East Czechoslovakia.
They
wouldn't
won't
we?
hear it. No. no.
Okay.
If Czechoslovakia is still, never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
never
mind. Too far away. Yeah. So
Hey, I figure I'm lucky I could say it.
It's Republic of
Right,
Czech now, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So Kate, yeah, this is great. I'm seeing a lot of people come down. It's
know.
in the sun. I see shadows.
I know the
sun is
sun's
out.
coming out, and it's really nice. Come on down. You have until 11 o'clock.
And
you know.
families, if you're at home listening,
Yeah, come on
the fire
down.
truck is here. Our
Fire
big
truck,
big
yeah.
rig is here, so the kids can come and check that out. It's a great chance to get out. Come on out. It's
It is. We got
rain-
face
it ain't gonna rain
painting.
anymore.
Face painting for the
Yeah.
kids. Yep. I think they've got some kids over there now. So, and the rain, it's really just a little bit of water.
That's it.
But the chairs have all been wiped down. The chairs are dry, and so it's worth it. Come
We
on
always
down.
have a plan B. Thank you, Kate.
Oh,
We
you're very
appreciate
welcome.
everything
So
you do.
thanks for what you do too, and thank you for being here for broadcasting. And the music is great too, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
Kenny, thanks so much. All right.
Thank you, Kate.
Take care, guys. I got to go back to work. Okay. See ya.
This is JPEG Luca. That's Kate Phelan from the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce. And come on down to the Westfield Chamber of Commerce annual pancake breakfast down here at. I keep wanting to say
You
South
wanna- you
Middle
keep wanting to
School.
say South Middle.
Middle School, the Westfield Middle School on West Silver Street. That's Ken Stomsky. Thanks to Ken for everything you've been doing today. We're here for another 15 or 20 minutes or so.
I concur.
WSKB 89.5 Westfield.
Can you hear them? They talk about us, telling lies. Well, that was the price. Can you see them? See right through them. They have no shield, nothing to reveal. Doesn't matter what they say. In the jealous games people play. All it's I see you. There's a weapon that we must use in our defense. Silence when you look at them, then run through them. That's when they'll disappear. That's when we'll reveal. Doesn't matter what they say. In the jealous games people play. All it's I see you. They don't wanna do what they say. Doesn't matter anyway. All it's I see you. Hush, my darling, don't you cry. Can you hear them? They talk about us, telling lies. Well, that was the price. Can you see them? They run through them. They have no shield, nothing to reveal. Doesn't matter what they say. In the jealous games people play. All it's I see you. They don't wanna do what they say. Doesn't matter anyway. All it's I see you. All it's I see you. All it's I see you.
And this is JPEG Luca. We're back with Ken Stomsky here on 89.5 WSKB. We're coming to you live from the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast. It's going until 11 o'clock, right, Ken?
It is going until 11 o'clock today.
So still time to come on down and have yourself a great breakfast, a late breakfast now. We're being joined right now by Michelle from LipTac Emergency Water Removal. Michelle, thank you very much. I know you've been right around the corner here and feeding me requests for great music. You haven't had a bad choice yet, so that's kind of cool. Michelle, what do you do for them over there?
I am the marketing rep for LipTac.
And what does LipTac Emergency Water Removal? I guess the name says it all. But what kind of things happen?
Oh my gosh! At this time of year, it could be anything from air conditioning leaks, your dishwasher.
Oh yeah, you have the A
dishwasher.
coil that backs
Yes.
up, and all of a sudden it's not draining in the condensate pump. You have water all over your floor.
That would be the one to call.
Yes.
Absolutely. And like your freezer,
Mm-hmm.
the ice maker, sometimes that breaks. Any
That's-
water emergency.
I've heard of that happening. Yeah, or even the line that feeds that, because that's just a little pinch connector that goes onto the main water feed, and that they're not known to be the most reliable connection.
Almost every time.
I'll have you just talking to your
Oh, you
microphone
can't
a little
hear?
bit
Okay.
better.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Uh,
So yeah, we're 24/7. So we'll come right out and help you remove the water. And also this time of year, we get a lot of mold calls. We do mold.
Uh-huh.
We'll
Well,
do
so you'll
mold,
actually
free
take
mold
care of that. If you
inspections. And
find
Now, do you
Absolutely.
remove it, or do you make it so that it doesn't come around again?
we can help you out with how it started and what's causing it.
Okay.
You have to stop what's causing it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll instruct you on dehumidifiers and such.
Mm-hmm.
But when you stop the source, then you will stop getting it.
So do you
but
go-
we will remove it, and we'll remove anything that it damaged. So we do full restoration. We'll do
So
the full,
full sheetrock. You cut
Yep,
out the
everything.
sheetrock and get rid of
Yep,
any
everything
mold
that's damaged.
inside there.
Absolutely, and we're
Uh-huh.
certified. We do it by ICRC standards, so we do the steps that remove it for good.
Now,
we
what
won't have to call
happens-
us back.
Say I find a little stain on my downstairs, my living room ceiling.
Yep.
And I know there's a bathroom upstairs.
Right.
That's something that we could call you
Yep,
about.
we'll come right out. We'll come right out and check that for you and let you know if it is mold and if there's mold occurring, and we'll take care of that. We'll give you an estimate and take care of it all. Absolutely.
Oh, son of a gun. Okay. Yeah, because it's a little unnerving because I know there's a toilet, a shower, a bathtub, a
Right.
sink, and boy, what is up there? And do you find sometimes that stain doesn't show up sometimes for years? Maybe I've got a water leak, but it's slow, and I've had a wet frame up there for years.
Right, right. I mean, when we go out, we will let you know if there is mold. We'll do the inspection, and we'll let you know. Sometimes there isn't, and we'll let you know that. But if there is, that's what we'll.
What if you get up there and find that supporting joist needs to be replaced? Do
We
you
can
do
do
that?
that,
You'll
yes.
do that as
Yep.
well. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's intensive.
It is.
That's some intensive work you offer. I have to ask because I'm familiar with a lot of businesses in town. There are some other companies or businesses in town, named LipTac. Any tie-in or any relation to them?
We're related to all of the LipTacs.
Okay.
Corey, it's a very big family.
Yeah,
I'm asked
so-
all the
so
time if I know them all.
The carpeting.
Right.
And,
Well, we
okay.
are the carpet cleaners.
Uh-huh, okay.
We started out. My boss
Mm-hmm.
started right out of high school. He's been doing this 28 years. So he started out carpet cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
and then people would call us to remove water with the carpet wands, and that's how he got started. Realizing that there was a need for this, and
Yeah,
you know?
and that's, I mean, you can imagine things that water can get into places, or you can have and I mentioned sometimes
Mm-hmm. It's
a
devastating.
long time.
Yep.
It's been a problem.
Right.
And in my basement, this is something that I fortunately caught, but I probably wouldn't have seen it. I don't go down in a lot of people don't go down in their basements.
Right. A
Well,
lot of
that's
people
where
don't.
my central air conditioning is,
Yep.
and there's a little water pump that pumps the water up into out of the basement.
Right.
Well, that little tiny water pump quit working, and if I hadn't caught that could have been a big mess throughout
Exactly.
the
That could be a mess
Exactly.
in the wintertime too, because if you have a high efficiency furnace, you're sucking water out of the gas that gets pumped out with that condensate pump too.
So it's good
That's
to
the
know.
situation for a lot of folks.
Yep.
How
And if
can
you have a
folks find-
furnished basement, which is very common these
Oh.
days, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have so many furnished basements, but
Yeah.
so
How can folks get a hold of you if they have questions or would like to learn more about what LipTac does?
So they can look us up on Facebook, We have a Facebook page. We have our web page is www.liptechrestoration.com, and they can also call us at 568-3740. We're available 24 hours a day.
And run that
We're an
phone number.
emergency.
Run the phone number
So
again.
it's obviously 413. It's 568-3740.
And 24/7.
Again, what's that?
24/7.
24/7.
That's good to know.
Yep.
If
Holidays, everything.
if I call at 3 in the morning, am I waking you up?
Not me personally.
Okay,
thank
I
goodness.
feel better.
Our calling service will call our main, our project manager, and we'll get somebody out. Gosh, usually, 15 minutes to an hour. We'll call and ask you when you want us to come out, and we'll be out there within the hour.
Excellent.
Keep it local.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it here
locally
in
owned.
town.
Like I said, 28 years, fully certified. So you want to keep it local? Call us. We want to help.
Michelle, thanks for coming by.
Thank
we
you so
really
much.
appreciate that. It was good to meet you here.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's Michelle from LipTech Emergency Water Removal, right here in Westfield.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm Jay Pankluka. That's Ken Stomsky.
Jay,
We're wrapping things up.
Jay, we have time for one quick song and then a wrap up here from Westfield Middle.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We're here live at Westfield, Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the Pancake Breakfast. Thanks, everyone.
There's a girl I know who makes me feel so good, and I wouldn't live without her, even if I could. They call her Valerie. Oh yeah, come on. She's the same little girl who used to hang around my door, but she sure looks different than the way she looked before. I call her
And this is Jay Pankluka coming to you live from the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce Pancake Breakfast, the annual Pancake Breakfast that
The
has been here for
42nd annual Pancake Breakfast, Jay.
It's been here for 42 years. This is great. We're on West Silver Street right here in Westfield at the Westfield Middle School. Come on down. They're going to be here till 11 o'clock this morning serving pancakes. It's not too late to get in your car and take a quick drive downtown and join us for pancakes.
And tickets are available right here. You don't have to worry about buying them in advance. Adults are $6, seniors are $5, children under 10 are $3, and well worth it.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to be wrapping things up on our live broadcast here from the Westfield.
It's not South Middle anymore.
From the pancake thing. Okay, we're here at the pancake thing. I'm Jay Pankluka. That's Ken Stomsky. We're WSKB 89.5 Westfields.
And WCPC Channel 15, WestfieldTV.org.
And worldwide at WSKB.org.